Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of the 5v5 Crystal League. Join us for season-long coverage of the 5v5 Crystal League featuring the top 5v5 players in all of Albion Online. Today is July 13th, 2021. I am your host, the Shozen One, and I am joined today by Tazzik on the play-by-play and Bogul on the camera and knobs. We're getting ready to go in on some level 3s, I believe, so I'm currently just checking through my tool to find out who we have available. It's going to take a few moments for it to load, and we'll probably just have enough time to pick a name and jump right in.
Yeah, we got level 3s to start off with, so we will do those a little bit slower, right? Go through kind of not the play-by-play, but the overall sort of strategies and what people are doing, things like that. And then for the level 5s, we'll take a look at, exactly what's going down. Hopefully we get some really good matches today for those, but we're about to go in for level 3. We will also be putting out some polls to vote for the level 5s for who to watch later on in the show. So definitely stick around for that. Or just the gold codes. Everyone likes some gold codes.
Why don't we go ahead and watch Zerfax's team? We got Zerfax, Geminex, Fatnex. I believe Fatnex would be our tank in that.
All the necks today, man. Wow. What's going on? Geminex, Fatnex, Zerfax.
Zerfanex.
Never mind.
Oh, he's not on.
Zerfax, Geminex, Yeah, they got the boys in here, dude.
Yeah, and I'm just going to try to find
like
somebody for us to watch on the other screen. I think about feeder. Go ahead.
This is going to be a good match to watch as well for level 3, where we want to actually talk about what's going on in the 5s, just because Zerfax's team here, Fatnex, Geminex, these are very experienced players, so watching them play should hopefully give you some idea of how you should be playing.
And in we go. And on
looks like they're all going to overcharge when they come in. They're up against RPG and his boys over there in Tidal. Not a team that you see very often, but RPG does have a lot of experience. So does Tutica. The rest of the team not as much. So Fatnex is going to be playing the Great Hammer build. He is running Geyser, so they are going to go for a lot more combo potentials here. He also is running Judy Boot Fiend Cowl with Purge on, so that means him and Geminex are going to really look to shut down this bow, never let him ever have stacks, right? But when you don't let him have his E going, if you purge it with any of the 3 purges his frontline does have, then you're able to pressure the other DPS or even healer, right? So this healer and this curse staff might not be able to play the game that they normally get to just because this frontline has so many purges on their team. In the back, we have Zerfax playing a very defensive game. He has not even walked past his initial choke. And you see Geminex instantly diving to purge the bow right when the bow stepped up. No stack. So look at the damage being done to Geminex. It's almost 0 there. Cleric Robe is going to be popped, but no arrows are up yet. Geminex himself gets purged of his mana drain, and he's still sitting there on the bow just because there's no stacks from the curse on him. He's just now getting to 3, and that bow without his ego and doesn't do any damage to him. Fatnex not having to go for the bow himself, since Geminex was doing it, can actually stay in the front line and keep hitting on the curse and the healer instead. So now his team has so much pressure. They were keeping the other 3 RDPS in the back choke. It's a 3-man stun into a Stalker and Mortal Agony. These guys are all going to get taken down. And this was a very, very one-sided match, even if it took a little longer than you might think for people who are really, really experienced, right? They played it very well. They didn't let any of the other team get damage off. I wouldn't be shocked if these guys on the other team didn't even get past like 2,000 total damage that match. That engagement, rather.
Wow. Yeah, it was really impressive from these guys. And it's not like a total pushover team on the other side either. We've been watching these guys from RPG and Friends playing recently in the 5v5, so they're experienced. They know what they're doing. And they're just going up against a very strong team.
Yeah, a super, super strong team. And Geminex, again, immediately sees that the bow has arrows. They do a Geyser combo with Geminex's Daybreaker. And now and they even make the bow roll. They fake him out. They didn't even throw the purge. So now that bow is no roll. They're going to run back, pop a res spot, and look for a kill to this Glaive, who has to get Graveguard Helmet. And so now they don't have a lot of defenses for that back line. And Fatnex sees it. He's going to stun and go in right now, find a double Geyser, get the purge off. The bow does have his E back up, so he's going to channel Assassinate to get it back up. But that's just going to call for Geminex to come down here, and he has another purge ready to go. The Mortal Agony also connected to 3, which means his team has tons of pressure. And even though Geminex doesn't have a res spot, his team can walk forward to stop Geminex himself from actually being pressured and dying. And these guys are playing very well on this choke, just holding this way down. And even they're walking down. Normally, you'll just see people hold choke and bait. These guys are bloodthirsty, you know? So maybe they make some misplays here, given the fact that they really want to see some magic happen.
Yeah, they're trying to maybe overextend, make a little bit of extra, you know, pressure to try to get those kills. You know, I don't know why it's so important to get extra kills here. To me, honestly, if you win, you win. That's really all that matters. I would just put the pressure on and hope to get the cat play.
Though. It's always fun to just farm up some kills. When you know you're probably going to win if you play seriously, people just, it's natural. It's human instinct to just relax a little bit and chill out, you know?
Okay. I wouldn't know. I've only won one.
Hey, we're 1-1. And actually, we have a prime example because Bogul, he relaxed a little bit when we were winning. My man rolled down the
choke. Rolled into 10.
Will I ever get to hear the end of this? No.
No,
Diff, you won't.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you, Bogul, the last time I had a GVG before SORAP where someone rolled like that, it was Headstrong, and we had like a 10,000 view clip out of that. So they memed him for years.
Oh, no.
I'm sure On the Tanks remembers that Headstrong roll, dude. That was crazy back in the day. Oh, man. It's really interesting in this match. If you look at Geminex, right, with that Daybreaker, you don't have a lot of pressure after you Daybreaker in. You do a ton of sustained damage, but generally you can get pushed out a lot. But because him and his frontliner are both keeping the RTPS at base so well, Geminex has been sitting off screen for so long in these matches, and now it's finally both the RTPS sitting on Geminex who push him out because Fatnex is not there helping him like he normally is. It's a good roll by the other opponent there. That boat to actually roll the purge from Geminex. And now there's some kill potential. He is going to get Mortal Agony. No potion available. He does find a heal, though. And now this team, the blue team, can look to actually turn this because Geminex is going to find a heal right now, and he will have all of his cooldowns back up. They're looking for some kind of play. The Curse Staff rolls on top of him, but instead it's Zerfax on this bow who's maybe looking at the healer. Geminex dives in on it, but no one followed up, so they're going to just Judy back with the choke to safety. Fatnex still very, very low mana. They're doing a job of actually purging Geminex's Royal Armor and stopping him from actually even getting any mana off, but him and his tank are going to find some here. And this healer is walking up very, very close. CO does not have a Cleric Robe, only a Druid Robe. So Fatnex finds a good stun into a Daybreaker combo, but Geminex, that guy could go down. But Geminex dives in, does not have Res Potion, and is actually going to die for it as he gets Poison Potted. Chicken out of mana, didn't maybe tell Geminex that he didn't have anything to go. And Gem just insta turn around, going a little too strong, a little too greedy, like we were just talking about. You know, it happens.
Yeah, you gotta be careful going greedy.
It happens, right? If they respected their opponent more, this team, this Elevate team, would have definitely just left, right? They would have known to kite out. But instead, they thought, hey, you know, these guys were a little better than them. Let's just do it. And that's what happens, right? You got to respect your opponent.
Absolutely. You need to respect your opponent, especially when you're playing at this level, you know. And I know it's only level 3s, but most of the people who are playing level 3s, a lot of these guys, especially on the RPG side there, you know, they've got some experience. You can't just, I don't know, give them some respect, that's what I would say.
This front line just got destroyed. RPG and Lachlan stacking up for every DPS ability in CC that this team had. They just both got put to 1 bar, both used potions. And now without any frontline pressure, they can sit on Lachlan and kill this guy. Zerfax tunneling for the kill. The heals are somehow keeping Lachlan alive. This guy, he stayed up there for way too long, given his lifespan. He should have went back fast. Lachlan dead. They're going to insta-go for some combos. I love the play by Geminex to knock up the bow, then come back with purging every opponent with that Daybreaker. They're going to find 2 kills off the back of that. And they're probably just going to ace and win the match right here, to be honest. They're going to get that healer. They might not get this bow unless Fatnex has some wild CC in the tank. But yeah, this one's over as they're going to get this mid cap of 20 tick, and it's done.
Yeah, my match is pretty much done here that I'm recording. I'm trying to find another one for us to go to. Unfortunately, a lot of this is in the same situation.
Yeah, so a lot of players might not realize, right? But that Daybreaker charge that he does, that actually we have everything that it hits. So it's super strong that he's hitting all those AoE Daybreaker charges, right?
We have an interesting matchup between Bakix and Rafikon. So this is like 2 really good teams going against each other. Nice matchup. I mean, the points aren't super close right now, as it does look like Rafikon and the boys are really taking it to Bakix's team here. But these guys are no joke.
Goes down right when we get here. Tutankhamun, the healer of the Sun team, right? So without a healer, sorry, not the healer.
Machu is the healer.
Yes, no, Machu is the healer, right? So these guys could actually stay in for a little longer.
They're trying to get Rafikon on the trade, but I don't think they're going to get it here. Yeah, too easy for the heals. Judy down. Machu and the boys have to get out of here. Bakix is going in deep, but it might.
Man,
Careful,
Ankh
man.
and Fatality running double bow did get nerfed, but it's still super strong if you don't have the pressure to purge him. They do have a Daybreaker, but they need probably a little more than just the 2 melees purging to keep 2 bows.
Yeah, they're doing the rat cap. Look at that. They kept the 5-man fight going this whole time. They get the rat cap, but they're so spread out right now. I don't know if this is going to work unless they go up over the top and have some kind of re-rat play. I mean, I don't know what to do here, honestly. I think you have to go for this cap, which Bakix is going to do, and they just lost 2 on the other side. That means that they're not going to have, like, 2 caps here. This is really rough. That's basically just a waste of a death there for him. Maybe they figure getting to fight 4v4 here for a little while is the best play. I don't know.
I mean, they lose in 30 seconds, right? If they make that play and Tutankhamun lives, it's a genius play, and it's amazing, right? Because now they bought themselves another minute. But him dying means they're on a 30-second timer, and there's almost no shot you 4v5 win in 30 seconds and get a cap. Right?
No, there's just no cap here in 17 seconds. No.
Tutankhamun reses again, heads down to the bot
Wait, is he
side.
gonna get? He's gonna get the cap.
Again, but Machu goes down here.
But that's the healer, and that's too much. Yeah, that's it, guys. Just get out, and they lose Bakix for good measure. Well. I really like the extra attempt there. You know, I was calling a bad play, but at the same time, that was a ballsy play at the end. They came close to making something happen out of it. So
we got some smack talk in Sage chat, some nice friendly banter a little bit. Hey, I mean, hit tab and take a look at that scoreboard, right? That's 5-13. That is a bloodbath. 18 total deaths, 13 for one side. In a level 3, so the gear is relatively cheap. But I mean, hey, these are very even teams, right? In skill, you know, very, very even. So to see it go 5-13, something disastrous.
Yeah, that was rough.
Getting asked to show the healer build. So the healers are generally running like druidic staff right now. And then they'll have, it depends on what you're playing, right? Who you're playing against, rather. But you can have a druid robe or a cleric robe. You can have a graveguard helmet, your royal shoes. Some people have been experimenting with a few different types of shoes. I heard some rumors about some changes maybe, but generally that's the nature build that you saw there that Machu was running.
And Machu's one of the best healers around right now. Him and Chicken, who we just got to see, both were top healers. We do have another match we can watch. Let me see if I can get that going for you guys in just a second.
Yeah, we can pull up a VOD. Then again, at the half hour, we will have level 5, so we can watch. And hopefully this level 5 is a little bit closer, a little bit longer, generally is the hope for those. What's up, Fredder? How you doing, man? Good afternoon. OG Strem remembers Headstrong, dude. That clip is a good one, man. That guy rolled in just like Bogul. Volarus asking, so all the good teams are running Daybreaker as a melee DPS. So Daybreaker is very strong just because the charge, actually purges anything it hits. And so purges right now are super strong because bow is strong. So when you're playing against a bow, you need to make sure you're purging the bow's arrows, the E, because that is all the damage source of the bow, right? If the bow does not have the E going, he really hits like a wet noodle in comparison, you know? And so if you can keep that guy at bay, then it's very strong. You don't need a Daybreaker to do that. Not all the good teams are running Daybreaker, right? A lot of teams are opting for axes or stuff instead, or other glaives, you know, just the actual glaive or another spear. But I think Daybreaker is super strong, right? Because it's very easy to play, and you buy your team a lot of pressure by keeping that bow on you. The offhand for the Daybreaker generally is the torch, and then you run royal armor. Right, so you get that mana drain going. Then you're going to run Fiend Cowl for the purges. You can opt for a Stalker Hood if your other tank is running a Fiend Cowl as well, just to make sure you're shutting down the bow. And then the shoes are standard royal shoes for now in 5v5. That's what the build is. We got a little bit of a match here to watch. It's Vet 2 About Feeder and the lads. We can hop over to this one.
Actually, these guys are fighting each other again right now in a scrim. If you want to watch that, the same two teams. Yeah,
with About Feeder and if you want.
Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. This is a different team they're fighting against. So
Oh, yeah. So Valera's
So
saying
let's
the
watch
Purge
this,
on the Daybreaker cancels DPS on Axe Soul Drummer combo, more flexibility. It does, right? But all of a sudden, if there's not a lot of good stuff to Purge, then the Daybreaker kind of loses its value.
All right, Bogul, you want to count us in?
Mm-hmm. Playing in 3, 2, 1, now.
So it is a little jerky in the beginning. It will pause a bit, but it does smooth out by the halfway point.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're watching from Zvetu's POV. He is playing BMS. Not a lot of tanks to this day running BMS. It's gone out of meta a lot, right? Generally, we're just seeing great hammers, some pole hammers, and then you see some flexes every now and then to a heavy mace. I know some people are still testing out just like BMS, the staff of balance, but
When will
generally,
this smooth out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I want to find out when it smooths out. I mean, I did check on it while I was watching, and it did smooth out. I just don't know the exact time when it did.
Flair's in chat mentioning that everyone is running Bofrost nowadays. Not the good teams have actually dropped Frost in favor of Curse.
All right, there are some points where it just lags like for a while. This might be unwatchable for the first 3 minutes, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, we can kind of piece together what happened, all right? So blue team, they pushed mid. They tried to get an engagement that they won in a 4v4. They lost it. They lost the 4v4. They lose my man Handpock, and then
It
they're
doesn't
running
have
the
to be
tent.
completely archive. Like,
Yeah,
let's reload this and then see when it actually starts being watchable.
I think we should just skip this one and maybe do some patch notes instead, guys. It just doesn't look like I started scanning through it, and we have to get very far into the match before it really smooths out. So it does smooth out eventually, but not till pretty late. If we want to watch Svetu again, and he's doing a live scrim right now, we can watch Svetu and About Feeder versus Holy Buddy, which is probably a better matchup than what he just had.
Sure.
All right, we'll head over to Svetu doing his scrim, and
looks
he's
like
actually losing his
Svetu.
scrim against Palm Carnivore, Holy Buddy, and more. I don't recognize some of these guys. I recognize Palm Carnivore, of course.
Zvetu decided to actually get off BMS, try more staff of balance. They're still also running Great Holy. I actually think Great Holy is super nice in this meta, but a lot of players are opting to go for Druid at the higher levels just because Druidic staff is better if you're a good healer. But if you're not a good healer, right, or if you're not super skilled at your micro, then Great Holy is such a good option for you. Zvetu keeping 2 people at bay here in the back. DST also trying to do what he can. They did lose Beast from the Forest earlier. Remember, this is a scrim, so some of the stuff is going to be a little different. They're not really playing for gear or anything. They're not really playing for the timers either. Beast from the Forest walking up with the Shadow Caller, gets it on a Clothy, but Zvetu no CC. He's actually been walking around in circles for the last 10 seconds. You want to auto attack if you have Staff of Balance. You want to keep rocking your passive. You don't want to just walk around with your Mystic Rocks up. You want to get in people's faces and auto attack. Again, he just went 5 more seconds without doing a single auto attack. He's going to find the stun onto the healer. It has, sorry. Right there, that was good of him. He actually was holding his stun. Before, he wasn't channeling stun, so that was weird. But there he was holding his stun passive for the healer. That's really good of you. You want to keep your stun ready to go to cancel a healer with that passive. DST again, looking for some damage on that Daybreaker. If you look at him, he's not even going for more as much as he could be, right? With that Daybreaker, if you're purging that bow, it's a ton of damage relieved off your team. He's actually been playing frontline a little more in this scrim. And it might be because he's afraid of charging in that backline. When they do have a glaive, you can get a lot of distance covered from your team with that Beast from the Forest in a very bad spot. No purge for his Cleric Robe, so he is going to be able to drop some Dark Matter and some damage to retaliate a little bit, but he's still getting hit down very low. They do send Holy Buddy out of this fight, though. Handpock able to put out tons of damage, and they do find it. They're playing a lot more front to back than a lot of the teams do generally in the higher rankings when you have a comp like this, right? Most teams are pressuring each other's backlines. But this blue team is kind of eating the pressure and then going front to back, which with the Staff of Balance does work a little bit better. And they almost find the healer here. They might get him. Ah, the bubble.
That's quite the chase into the tent right there. I was like, I don't know if Svetu needs to go in there for that. It looks like they're going to be able to secure all 3 caps right here before the rotation.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I understand that both these teams are probably getting ready for the level 5s, right? They're scrimming to get some experience right before they go in, right? You don't want to go in cold. but they're not scrimming anything that I would say they should be running in the level 5, right? Like this comp is okay, I guess. I'd rather see a hammer rather than the Staff of Balance, but you can make plays, right? Staff of Balance used to be the combo weapon. It's transitioned a lot into a more of a control weapon, and if you're very, very good at controlling with it, it can still work. It's just super hard nowadays because if a Curse Staff gets you with 4 stacks and they have a bow, you're in a really bad spot with those Mystic Rocks, right? And you're going to be forced to drop them to get your heals, and all of a sudden you're worthless to your team. DST with those GD boots is going to find a big knockup. I just realized that earlier I recommended Royal Shoes on the Daybreaker. You want Judy boots for your combo. My bad on that if you're still listening, Valeris. About Feeder goes down to a play by Holy Buddies. Vet2 running around. He does have Cult of Sandal, so he is playing the control build for this. He's not going for any combos. And he does find a lot of anti-healing on this healer. This guy does a good job, though, Alucarus, of actually rolling away, getting the heals. The great Holy Explosion to keep the Staff of Balance off him. He has to drop rocks to get healing of his own, but I don't think his healer's even alive.
Yeah, he has nothing here. Oh, but look at those plays to get out.
Oh, the
And he
Grave
gets the heal
okay.
from About Feeder. Nicely done.
Okay, thank you on the tanks. Getting asked, is it ever worth it to queue 4 times on nature on one guy? I myself am not a nature player, but I would say there are definitely times where just spam queuing somebody 4 times is worth it, specifically if you're running the Druid robe and you have your stacks going, right? If you don't have that specific build, I would say probably not. It's probably not worth to get someone 4 stack and then pop it, right? You want to generally keep your hots rolling on everyone. About Feeder in a very bad spot is going to get taken out. He got flung to a really bad spot, and then I think he wasn't even running Royal Shoes. I think he had a run on Shoes or something. He had some movement, maybe Graveguard, and he just gets taken out. Beast from the Forest is going to get stunned by Palm Carnivore in the backline. He will win that 1v1, but it's not going to keep going for a long time. Hompok getting taken out. Holy Buddy now doing whatever he can to stay alive because they're winning this fight hard, right? This red team has been winning every engagement that we've seen. And yes, Vet2, again, he's trying to control backline, but he's really not doing anything for his team, right? If he goes Great Hammer, all of a sudden now he has access to Geyser. He can not only save his team, but he can also make plays. He has a big stun, but even more than that, if he's not making plays, he can get off Geyser, run a Nurturing, and now you don't even need to have any skill with your tank weapon, right? Because whenever it's up, you can drop that Nurturing down, and your players can kite around it instead of you having to even deal with it. So it's a lot easier than Staff of Balance to actually get off. But remember, this is a scrim, so maybe we will see Svet to improve. Again, he's just stacking up his passive stun. He will find it on Alucarus. He's doing a good job of actually holding his stun for whenever the healer's going to pop a heal, but he's not doing a good job of getting his passive. Again, it's another 10 seconds at him autoing a single player, not doing much.
You will find a Judy. Keep that going, yeah.
You want to auto till you have passive, then you can wait a second. Take a breath, find out who you want to stun, right? Where's the healer at? Where's their kill target at? And About Feeder in a bad spot again. They are running Vile Curse, not Curse Sickle, so About Feeder could have went down, but they're actually hard chasing Beast from the Forest instead. They will get dropped. Vet2 finally popping Mystic Rocks. He's running this kind of... a lot of players, this is a good example, and Zvetchu's a very good player, so I'm not flaming Zvetchu at all, but a lot of players get this idea stuck in their head, right? Where they'll pick up a weapon like the Staff of Balance, and they'll say, all right, I have Staff of Balance. It's my job to just keep the healer at bay. I'm never going to let this guy heal, right? And then they tunnel. They never really think of doing anything else other than that job, right? When really Zvetchu had 50 opportunities to help his team out, and instead he's sitting there on the healer with Mystic Rocks, not really doing anything. You gotta adapt and flex to whatever your team is needing, right? Especially if you're a tank player. You need to be the one to help your team make the plays, set stuff up, get the CC off, keep the pressure on yourself rather than your backline. But it happens to a lot of people, right? Bows have it happen to them all the time. They'll get this idea that they need to be the highest DPS, and they'll just go into really bad positions to try to get it off, even when they don't even have their arrows going, right? They'll try to roll.
They go full tunnel mode and like dive into tent.
Yeah, I was gonna say they'll even roll like Fiend Cowl purges that aren't even there. You know, they'll roll Phantom purges because they're scared of it, right? And it's not... Oh, what a Judy by DST, actually, right there. A Judy boot knockup. They're hitting more up really hard in this corner. This team is finally doing something, but Zvetchu is not. Again, the purge is there for more. Dude, open up your Mystic Rocks tonight now. Call for some hots. He has 0 hots on him, and then he could keep going. That holy explosion is actually in a really good spot there too to keep the team from going. And now DST gets flung on the choke. He has 4 stacks. He's going to go down.
Well, it was at least nice to get to watch a nice scrim afterwards when we were done watching the matches. I have started adding teams to our poll. We have a couple of teams already signed up. We unfortunately won't be seeing Geminex and Zerfax with Chicken in the level 5s as they are signed up for a level 3.
Oh, what? Sign up for a level 3. Might be a mistake. Maybe not. Who knows? Getting asked by Valeris, what's the CD of the queue on a staff? Isn't it like 4 seconds? It depends on like what tier of staff you're running, right? But generally the cartwheel cooldown at its base is like 8 seconds or something, right? It's like super long, but it goes down to like 3.5. You know, it should be around 3.5. Because you run, all you do when you run, no, you're correct, Anime, because yeah, he meant quarterstaff. So when you're running quarterstaff, you're literally building for CD. You run omelets, you run CD on everything, right? And you're just playing the cartwheel to heavens.
All right, while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and pull another raffle. So do get in the raffle. We have 32 entrants into the raffle. I will not pull it unless we have at least 40 people in the raffle. But I imagine that with you guys knowing that it's coming, you guys could definitely get in on that. Speaking of getting in on that, it looks like Rafikon and the boys are getting in on some level 5s.
Yeah, I'm super down to watch it. I'm super down to watch it.
Much what?
That match.
Okay.
The Raffican one, because they were not playing too well. So I want to see them pull it off a little better in this level 5, you know? Yeah, so we have just under 5 minutes until we go into the level 5s. We can pull up some polls, maybe let you guys vote for actually whose POV we're going to watch. Generally, we vote for the tank of the team that we know about. There's also a raffle going on, so you get exclamation mark raffle. There were some balance changes being discussed. I don't know if we have too much time to talk about them.
Do
Are there
not
any
know.
highlights?
I know nobody in this team that's entering 5s from Conflict. It's a full Conflict team. Gus Talon, Isan Haman, Juliet Sagas, 2271, and Ian Silveria. I know none of them. So we're going to put Gus Talon in here if you want to watch an unknown Conflict team.
I've heard of Gus Talon, I'm pretty sure.
You say so.
I'm like 99% sure we've watched my boy do some Conflict GVGs, and we're like, who the hell is Gus Talon, you know?
Now, do you remember who's the tank for Katamni Brazil, Onion Nor, AFK, Attack 12, Space Ja, Chuju, and Magicist? Do you remember who
Like,
the tank is
which
under
of
that
those
one?
is the tank player?
Yeah, which one is the tank?
Spock Ja Chuju, I think.
Akja Chuju, okay.
Nah, that's not the tank. That's not it.
Well, he's who you're voting for.
Oh, it's Magic, is it? Yeah. That guy's a bow player.
Ooh,
I
it's
said.
magic. Too late. Pulls up. You're gonna doesn't meet the guidelines.
Dude, I'm reading I'm reading some of these patch notes. We're good to like talk about this, right? Everyone can see these. The
What?
balance
Yeah,
patch
yeah,
notes. Yeah. Dude, what a weird change to energy drain. So it's no longer draining enemy energy, but it still generates energy if it's outside of the enemy presence. Weird. Well, I was hoping they would actually just lower energy across the board.
Yeah, it's interesting the changes they made there. So it's not that root anymore that was there with Mighty Discharge. Now it just doesn't drain. It gives energy based on the number of enemies in the area of effect.
No. It says the opposite.
Yeah, so the currently the way it works is you click it and then you drain energy from anyone inside of it. It's an enemy,
No,
and
it
then
doesn't.
you give it
Yeah.
to your friendlies, right? The
Yeah.
way they're changing it to be is now you no longer drain enemy energy. It doesn't do anything to do with
Right,
your enemies
no
anymore,
drain.
right? It just
It's
generates
just
like a druid cowl
generates
does,
it
but on the
based
move.
from the but it's based on the presence of the enemies in the circle.
No, it says on the patch notes, it still generates energy from the caster and allies out
of the enemy's presence, but doesn't drain the enemy's energy anymore.
All right,
So it's
English
still-
question. Okay. So that means if you, oh, my bad. So because to my brain, out of enemy presence means far away from the enemy, but it could also mean, if you understand English properly, that it drains from the enemies, right?
Well, it gains the energy from the presence of the energies. There's no draining going on anymore. It still works based on the number of enemies in the field of play. So, like, the more enemies there, the more energy you will give to your allies and yourself.
Okay, I thought then my English was just bad. Okay.
Well, it's not your fault. That's worded funky.
That's worded incredibly weird. That is worded incredibly weird. Yeah, that should get changed. Oh my. That's the biggest change on these.
Well, let's be all fair. It's written by a non-English speaker.
No,
so
for sure. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, the development company is German, right? So I'm not
he's just
blaming him at all,
trying to work with the changes that he's got there. It's
it
not
looks so weird when I read that. Oh yeah. I will say that is, while that is the biggest change, I think the Fire Staff new Q actually looks really cool. Searing Flame.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. I love that they increased the projectile speed because before it felt really slow. That's gonna be really cool.
All right, so
And
we
then
have the vote is still going on for just a few more minutes. I do want to alert people's attention to it. It's 8-7, Cargera to Rafikon. Rafikon just pulled ahead as it looks like somebody is spamming their energy to watch Rafikon rather than get stuck watching Cargera. I know what it looks like when somebody is spamming the vote button, and I'm 100% in approval. That's what energy is for. Energy is free speech. So we are going to Rafikon. Unfortunately, I cannot record a second match. It's just not working. Not working today, folks. It's not working.
I read that too. Think it is the patch that's right in truck. It's all good, guys. It's all good. Retros are really cool, dude. The company's just in Germany, not native English speakers. Things happen, Things are
it's also
all the time.
It's also a big change for them too. Now he's completely describing why he's making the changes to these, weapons and stuff, and giving an explanation to it rather than just saying, here are the new stats. And so, it's a big change. And I for one, am a big fan of the new patch notes.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan. I love seeing the decision making, right? Mm-hmm. Just like I'd love to see the decision making for this team that Rafikon is playing against. Chalite actually just flung Sabata and he insta-rolled away. But again, look at this front line. They have Nasty on Daybreaker. They have the hammer, but they're not playing into it. Like, Zabata actually walked up to get Hots off instead of this team just getting pressure and coming back. It's really bad because now they're collapsed and they're going to get the kill onto the Druid Staff healer. These guys have to go back to tent now because they don't have a nature healer anymore, right? If you're a red team, you need to chill. And Nasty is still pressing on the advantage when he's the only man up there. This is not going to be good because he's super slow to actually walk himself into Rafikon, get max range flung because he rolled. Oh, that's so sad for him right there. Oh, but Glaive, again, that right there is why Glaive is just as strong as Daybreaker in the right hands, right? Moving people's positioning is insanely strong.
Bedrock Pro is back. It's been a while. He wants to know what the meta is.
This meta is very non-meta-ish, like generally a meta is everyone runs this 5, this 6.
Well, we've seen a lot of mirrors going up. We're seeing that.
But
that
the meta
bow.
is really weird in the sense that people are playing the same weapons, but they're changing up like builds and stuff, right? Like you'll see people run Daybreaker and they won't run Judy Boots. They won't run Fiend Cowl. You'll see them run Great Hammer and they won't even run Swap Shoes. They'll run Cultist Sandals, right? We saw that.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Cultist Sandals coming in. Yeah, I think we saw it first over there with Bodaville, and then we saw it just getting used more and more and more.
Yeah, I do enjoy Cultist Sandals. Maybe not on a Great Hammer. That was a weird build, though. Nasty going to get stunned here. The Impale does connect. Rafikon playing very non-aggressive right now. Like, normally I would imagine him and Chalite are going for plays here, but Spata and Relic are over there in the corner. They're playing so far away that Chalite is not able to even have a chance to get a good fling off. Rafkin is going to get caught by the guys. Are actually having to stun back to his team to help them a little bit. Imasian in a very bad spot from the fling, has to roll out of there. He's now used every defensive. Going to get swapped back into Chalite. No damage to finish him off, though. So he will live for now as Nasty finds a beautiful charge into both Chalite and Uzbek. Actually gets a kill off of Relicer's aggression with that bow on the corner. You can't leave that bow unchecked, right?
Nice
If you're not playing a Daybreaker, if you're not playing a Daybreaker, which Chalite isn't, then the tank, the hammer, has to be the one keeping that bow at bay, or no one is, and you're going to lose every engagement. And they just didn't do it.
They did not do it there.
The glaive build is. The glaive, I believe he was running just normal glaive, and then he had energy drain on his royal armor, royal shoes, and a stalker hood with mortal agony. Very standard glaive build. But again, that means he doesn't have any purge, no Daybreaker purge, no Fiend Cowl purge. So Raffican has to be the guy to get purges on the bow. He has to stun them when they're channeling their assassin. He has to make sure they're not just getting free damage off. Chalite already half HP. Raffican not even in the match. Chalite just goes down before anything happens. Raffican gets one ability off before the engagement is over. And now they have to kite back to tent again. Nasty might be looking for a Daybreaker big play here, but nope. Instead, they're going to just secure the 3 cap while Raffican's team should quickly move to top side. Ankh actually having to waste his Cleric Robe down here, so it won't be up for this engagement. Remember, this is a
Good
level
rotation.
5, so a lot more is on at stake here. Brutality does get the top cap weird of this red team to not try to press their advantage, in the sense that they just won that last fight in 4 seconds by killing Chalite, and instead of pressing, they just hold the 10 tick. It's a good play to make if you respect your opponents, right? You just want to hold the choke, and I guess they do. Relicer gonna get Geyser comboed right there by Rafkin. That was beautiful, but now he's channeled Assassin Hood. You gotta stay on him and stun him, or at least have him hit you instead of your teammates, right? Relicer is about to get in a good position to kit your backline. Fatality is going to drop his Cleric Robe. Relicer is running him down as Nasty is getting taken out by Chalite and Rafkin, but he's going to live. Zvata has a seed. He has everything alive. The seed does connect. Geyser misses. And this whole time, Relicer was unchecked with his bow. He wreaking havoc in the backline of this blue team. Actually comes back very low, and instead he's the one to die. What happened there? This whole team was full HP. Imagine goes down as well. I see what happened. Imagine used all his defenses when he got caught. Oh, that's a very bad play. Fling going to come into Naz T now. The Mortal Agony as well. They should be able to clean this up. Zabata, it does have heals, but again, they have a long time to go, and they have a lot of CC to get him. The Fling rotation might be up again, such that they can even get both. They're still
I don't think they're
going to
get both. No, they're just,
no way.
They need to make sure they're getting caps in the back, and they do have center cap controlled. Imagine is going to go. I imagine Magine is going to go and rotate around to the top, which he should be doing already. And for some reason, it looks like they've been getting blocked on center cap. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, nice play by Red, getting the quick rotation and going into block on center cap to make sure that they didn't get it. With the score so tight right now, not having the 3 cap really was beneficial, but eventually the cap was gotten. I have to wonder if going to stop the 3 cap is what prevented them from being able to get the top cap.
Yeah, it might have been. It really might have been. This 3 cap is going to come in now. So they will get a 20, be in the lead for a little bit, but Nasty is wreaking havoc on Uzbek. Uzbek having to pop his move and get out of there. Is running Druid Ropes. The Hots are coming in. Ankh using his Cleric Rope to actually win a trade on that top side. Both Judy's used very aggressively for these teams. They want to both make a move here. And ANCQ is the target. No Cleric Rope for him, so Relicer looking for a kill, but he rolls a little early, predicting a purge. Did not come out, so now he is going to get purged, and now he's not going to do much damage at all. Fatality, meanwhile, does have his arrows up, and he's doing a ton with it, but Nasty sees it, does get the purge off with his charge. You're going to want to keep your eye out here on Ankh, who does not have Cleric Rope, has to roll out of that one. Pritam finding him in the corner, very good play. Fatality going to get purged by Pritam, and now it's just a battle of holding the 20s, right? None of these teams are looking like they're going to insta-win this fight. I think Red Team actually losing right now. They do find a fling onto Zabata. Mortal Agony connects as well. The Cleric Robe is there, though. So he should be able to walk this one out unless Rafkin has stun. He's not going to go for it yet. And Zabata's actually just going to roll to safety in case. They do call Pritam back as well. So Rafkin might die. He has to drop Judy. There is a Graveguard there as well, but this is a ton of pressure still on Red Team as Zabata just used every defensive he has. Will go down, walked up way too far there. Will get flung by Chalite to death. And now Nasty will fall as well. Really good match. Really, really good match.
Yeah, it went back and forth for the first half of this match until we got to about 100 points even across the board when Rafikon and the boys were able to kind of take control of this one and have been just holding it ever since. I know it's only been 2.5 rotations, but it's been a very solid 2.5 rotations.
I do just want to say, because this guy in chat's completely right and incorrect at the same time. That was risky. They did get rewarded for it, but that was also the dumbest thing ever, is that could have just turned the game around for Rafkin's team, right? Like, you should not make a play like that where you're 1 HP sitting there like that. It's just not a good thing to do. If Uzbek didn't react in the game tick he did, Rafkin dies, and it's disastrous almost, you know? And also, too, the reason people don't use Holy is because if you're a better healer, if you're really good at your micro, then nature is just disgustingly better, right? Because you have much more movement, freedom of movement, and you can get your hots off on everyone and get way more AoE healing going down. Or rather, AoE hot healing. Zbata, though, does not have the freedom of movement, as he is going to pop his player probe just to die after it ends. There is an aggressive Judy here as well. Just keep the fight going, push these guys in tent. They're not necessarily looking for kills here, just to actually put them to 10 and waste as much time as they can so that these guys won't be able to go and get a cap, get the 20 tick. Oh, and actually Reliker in a very bad corner there will fall down, actually gets caught out. The loot from Chalite. Chalite is going to get comboed. The geyser from his team saves him. What a play.
Well done here from the guys in Blue Army now, where Rafikon is currently, I guess, resting his hat. And well done from these guys. Let me see what else we have currently going on. Maybe we have another one. We actually have a comeback in the works versus Bakix and the boys. We were watching them before. That is Marine La Penetre. If you want to head over there, as I think this one is pretty much in the bag. And I can keep it on in the background if this one turns over. But let's head over to Marine La Penetre and watch what they're doing against Cargera, Bodeville, Grafis, Shekri.
Yeah, they are winning. Here's a good example, too, of Cargera's team actually choosing to not run Daybreaker. Bodeville does love his axes. Is running the new sort of Q Great Axe sort of build. I do enjoy Whirlwind. I do think the new Q Rending Rage, I believe it's called, is very strong as well. But the Daybreaker control that it offers, even the Glaive control, I think is a little better. Cargera, very big fan of Staff of Balance. This team just sticking to what they like to play. Shekri is getting hit up by Bakix, but he's actually sandwiched by Carve, Grafis, and Shekri. Bakix is going to have to dip out of there. He will find a Purge on Carvenin when he's out of there as well, so it's really bad for him. Now the Mortal Agony connects as well, so Carvenin has to dip out of there. The Judy Boots connect to Shekri and Grafis, and this is really bad for Cargera's team. All of the pressure just used like 4 defensives from this red team for nothing by blue but 1 Judy Boot. Blue team should just chill out, and they're going to win this engagement, but they don't have caps, so they can't play defensively and retreat. They actually have to make the pressure here to get a cap. Nataxo in the back getting destroyed by Cargera. The slam doesn't connect. The Judy comes down for Marine and Bakix. They won't be able to kill Cargera here unless they have any more damage from Tutankhamun. He will fall. Let's go. Okay, Carvenin now. This team has pressure, right? Cargera's team is a team who will always stay in a fight if they have pressure, and they do have it. So looking at Machu here in the corner, Cleric Rope going to get popped to Bodeville. We'll have Rending Range coming out of this. He is going to pop it. Machu in this corner very low, rolls away. That they find Carvenin for the 2-for-0. Cargera and Carvenin. And Cargera's still dead this whole time. He just now came up. So red team will find a 20 tick here no matter what, but they might lose another 2 or 3 members. Shekri and Grafis both get hit by this geyser. There's 3 dead so far. Grafis will fall after that.
Grafis is going to go.
Shekri might not have any movement.
He just got saved. Cargera is back to save him.
Marine does find the stun, but see, now they made the classic mistake. They've run so far, they have to get these kills, because now they need to get these kills so they can go back and get all the caps. They do find both of them. It's a quick loot. Go get mid, go get top, and rotate bot as fast as you can. If they get top, they get mid, they leave one guy top, and they rotate bot. They should be winning because they just got so many points off of those kills. What a good match right there from this Sun team. Good engagement.
Well done to come back and get the control of the points when they very much needed to. They were down 3 caps with only 50 points to go. That's against this Cargera team. That is not an easy victory. Like, you have to work your ass off, and these guys just did it to secure the victory.
That was a very well played match right there from both sides. Like, even Cargera's team, they were playing very well in the end, but it will go the way of Marine La Penetre. Both of these teams in Sun. Oh my god, don't hit tab. I did not even notice. 12-3. 12 kills to 3 against Cargera and the lads, right? This is a team who's played together for a long time.
This is a level 5.
Yeah, this Oh, 12 to. Let me just put it this way: Marine Le Pentre and his team should feel very, very happy, right? Because until the last tournament, this team they're facing against was known as the best team in the game, right?
Still one of the best teams in the game.
Still one of the best, right?
teams. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that is the end of our level 5s for the day. So it is time for me to pull some raffles, and then we're going to head out of here. We will be back tomorrow at 18 UTC with the War Report, followed by the 19 UTC Daily Show, where we will have an interview with 2 members of the Thetford Faction Warfare crew. We will be talking to Julia, who runs a guild, I want to call it the Thetford Elite, I believe is what it's called. They also have a Discord channel where people can get into ZVZ action pretty quickly without having much experience. I think that's one of the top things that we learned, is that you can get into an organized ZVZ group with calls and re-gears without even joining a guild if you join the Thetford Elite Discord. So I do talk to, like I said, Julia and CKX, who we saw some really cool art of earlier today. He is the first Archmagus and is currently ranked 1 for faction warfare points in Thetford. So I do interview them, and you can check it out tomorrow at 19 UTC. And we will be back again on Thursday at 19 for the War Report. 18 for the War Report, 19 for our new player show, and then 20 for our Hellgate Showcase. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys soon. We're out.
See you.